Hey there, and welcome back to another rally. Um, this one didn't go so well, but that's not all that abnormal. Today, I'll be participating in the first round of the FIA European Historic E-Rally Championship in Category 3, which is Group A8, and I will be driving my not-so-trusty Mazda 323. Sorry, I'm frustrated. I just got finished with this, and spoiler alert, it didn't end well. But it was a fun rally, and I did get a little further than maybe would be too disastrous, as you can see by the length of the video. Obviously, the goal is to get to the end. That is still a problem that I seem to struggle with. But yeah, without further ado, I think let's just jump in and see how it went. All right, so yep, we are racing in, oh, I can't even remember now. Spain? I don't remember. That's not great. Not a great start, but it's on tarmac, so not my favorite. I'm sorry the screen's cut off the way that it is. I think there's something going on with the recorder. But hopefully we can get that solved for next time.
Care, right 2 and left 4, 70.
But yeah, the rally did go quite well.
Right 5, 120.
I don't really know what to say. This stage was a lot of fun.
Right 5 and left 5 into right 5, long 50. Right 3 and caution, left 3 long, keep into left 2. Right 3 long. Tightens. Right 2, 80. Caution, left 2 tightens, 80. Right 2 tightens, long 50. Left 2. And
I took it cautiously.
Left 2,
I drove carefully, especially on the
right
stage.
2 tightens,
trying
long
to
50.
think, I think there are 12 stages. And if you want to see the end of this thing, you kind of have to
Caution,
make
right
it all the way
5
through all
and
12.
left 3, 50.
And
left 6.
no redos
And
in this simulation. You
caution,
crash
right
and it's
4
over.
into care, left 3, cut. Right 3
and I like that about these sims.
short, right 4,
All right,
50.
you see that culvert on the left there?
Cut, keep in,
Let's rewind.
40.
Wait, can I rewind? Not easily.
Right 3, cut, tightens.
There's a culvert over there.
Caution,
That's going
right
to come back to
2,
haunt me
80.
later. Oh, there's a culvert there too. Gotta love those culverts. They're on the outside of the corner.
Care, left
but
2
like,
into left 2, cut, right
take
4,
a right,
120.
and then you wash out to the outside, and there's a culvert there. Anyway.
Right 2, cut, and left
I tried
4,
to drive
cut,
carefully.
60,
I tried to
left
drive
6, long, 100.
slowly. I mean, pace is
Care,
weird.
right
It's sort
5,
of like,
tightens, long, 50.
how hard am I pushing?
Right
now?
2, 80.
Am I pushing 100%? Am I pushing 70%? And so you see there, I
Left
keep
5,
pretty
cut
slow into that corner.
Care, right 5, 100.
Generally, I
left
think
5,
one of the
long,
tricks to
into
doing
left
this
3,
successfully
cut,
is
70.
if you ever get to a
Left
point
5.
where you're not sure exactly what's going on, just
into
slow
tight,
down.
right hairpin, 70.
Yeah, you lose time. There's going to be somebody who's been doing this for 12 years that
left
doesn't
5,
slow down,
cut,
and they're going to
left
gain
3,
time
cut,
on you.
right 2, 80.
Whatever, you know. That was not
Tight,
ideal.
left hairpin, 50,
Yeah,
right
you see I
6,
shake my head
and
there. Yeah, I think he said cut there, and I just carried too
right
much speed.
5, 80.
To be fair, the car didn't take
Tight,
very much
right hairpin,
damage.
50.
The front
Right flat,
suspension
cut.
is a little hurt, but it's green damage as opposed to yellow or red, so it's not too bad.
Into left 6, 40, left 4, cut, right
Still,
4,
not
and
ideal.
left 3, cut, and late care, right 2,
Yeah,
tightens,
I took it
and
easily. I took it easy. I thought, I wasn't
left
going
2, cut,
hammer and
50.
tong. I was generally trying to drive 7/10, 8/10 most
Left
of the
2,
way. It's
40.
a 70%,
Left
80%
3,
of like
tightens,
what I
30.
consider maximum
right 4,
impact.
and
The problem, and that sounds weird.
Left
It sounds
3,
weird to think,
long,
oh, you're
30.
not giving it 100%. This 100% idea is great, but it
care,
in
tight,
theory,
right
but in
hairpin,
practice,
70,
what ends up
left
happening
6, and
is you succeed at 90% of the corners.
left 5,
The
long,
problem
cut, 80.
in rally is that if you fail 10% of corners, you end up crashing
Care,
on
right
about
hairpin,
turn
30,
10,
into
and
care,
you're
right
done.
2,
Game
cut,
over.
100.
This weird. I mean, this isn't uncommon in actual racing, but most video games don't have this going on where
Left 5, 50.
there is
Care,
just
slow, left 5, long, into
no
left
tolerance
4.
for mistake. You cannot.
Right 4, tightens 60.
You don't get a, oh, it's okay, try
Right
again.
4,
There's none
cut
of this.
80.
It's just you crash and it's like, all right, try again next week. In this
Left
case,
6,
try again
50.
in 2 weeks, because this is every 2 weeks.
Left
So,
5, 80. Left 5, 80.
and it's a championship. The idea is
Left
get
5,
points,
long.
and somebody gets
Into
crowned the winner.
left 3,
I'm not worried
cut,
about
keep
winning,
in.
I'm worried
Right
about
4, cut
finishing,
50.
which is why it's extra galling that it went the way it did, but
Left 5, 100.
it is what it is.
Care, right 3,
I think
long,
I
tightens,
drove
keep
well.
in 50.
Might as well talk about the corner system, since I
Left
haven't
5,
yet,
50.
and I need to vamp anyway.
Left 5, and
My
care,
very
right 4, cut,
Scandinavian
and late, left 2,
co-driver,
long.
you hear, that's a computer, obviously,
Caution, slow,
is
right
calling
4,
out a
cut.
bunch of numbers. So let's see what he
Into
calls next.
Left hairpin, keep in.
Yeah, left hairpin. We know what a hairpin is. To the left, there it is. Keep in.
Right
He wants me to
flat,
stay
70.
on the inside of the corner.
Right
flat,
2.
that means keep your foot flat to the floor. And he calls right 2. A 2 is a very tight corner.
Finish.
Right to finish. I guess I'll talk about it here on the next stage. I thought that stage went really well. I made one kind of mistake that didn't cost me too much, thankfully. I bonked the suspension, but it wasn't bad. The car felt okay. I didn't think, I couldn't feel the damage, which is really good. It just means if I do something like that again, that suspension's almost assuredly going to be completely destroyed. And yeah. So right now we're 72nd in class, which not exactly, they don't give out trophies for 72nd. That's okay. That would be a lot of hardware. But you know, again, my goal right now is just to finish. This stage was a lot of fun. This was a faster stage. And I struggle with the faster stages, honestly.
3, 2, 1.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Go. Left hairpin, 80.
So, hairpin. We know what a hairpin is.
Right
Wait, this
hairpin,
isn't the faster
120.
stage. I apologize. This one is the one with the ridiculous amount of hairpins. So since we all know what hairpins are, I won't explain those. But he'll end up calling something like
Left hairpin,
left
80.
flat, left hair. Wow. All right. I'm not getting an example to give you right now. It's all flat, which means flat to the floor. Go fast.
Right 6. Left 6, 30.
Right 6 is a very
Right
wide
5.
corner, so you can
Left
go
flat
very
over
fast.
crest.
5 is a little
Right
slower
hairpin,
than
100.
6. 4 is a little slower than 5. Once you get into 3s and 2s, and especially 1s, that's really slow. Like, you gotta slow it down.
Left flat. Left hairpin,
So he's
80.
calling these things out, telling me what's coming up
Right hairpin,
ahead,
120.
and I'm having to digest that information, and that's how I know it's coming. But it's really hard to focus on driving the car, not making mistakes,
Left flat.
and listening to what's
Left
coming up
hairpin,
ahead.
80.
A lot of the times you get calls while you're in the middle of a corner. I hate
Right
that.
6,
I
30.
think racers generally
Left
hate
flat
that.
into over crest.
In fact, I mean,
Right
there's been
hairpin,
incidences
100.
in Formula One where drivers have gotten on the radio and absolutely tore up their engineer for getting on the radio while the driver was in a
Left
braking
6,
zone.
200.
It's really hard to focus on driving the car and then also listening to somebody chattering in your ear where you're
Left
supposed
5,
to be.
100.
Well, it's hard. It's distracting anyway, but then to also have to actually process that information and store it.
Left hairpin. Right 6,
It's a really
30.
challenging
Left
thing
6.
to do. It requires a lot of focus, which I struggle with a little bit. Although I've been getting better at it, but
Right 6, 100. Right hairpin, 60.
it would have been nice to be able to see the
Right
steering
flat
wheel.
into over crest.
There's not a lot to see. I am using a 900-degree steering
And
angle,
left
so that's
5,
like
long.
1.5 rotations either way. Full
Keep right
rotations of the
into
wheel.
over crest. Left hairpin,
And a lot of these
30.
hairpins,
Left
I'm
6,
going
40.
all the way to the steering lock. Slow down real early for that one. That happens sometimes.
Right
and I know I lose
6, 80.
time there, but you know,
Right hairpin,
an
100.
abundance of caution. Right now we're clearly going uphill, so I can go a little faster. So you're a little safer on the
Left
uphills, it
hairpin,
feels like.
70.
It's the downhills that get really
Right
scary.
hairpin, 120.
But yeah, just doing the hairpins. I thought this stage was, I mean, so far the stage is going, flawlessly is a,
Left flat.
it's a strong
hairpin,
statement,
70.
but I'm really happy with how this is
Right
going. If I
hairpin,
drove
60.
every stage like this, I'd be very happy. I wouldn't win, but it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm here for right now.
Left
This
hairpin,
is going
70.
great, actually.
Right hairpin, wide out, 80.
He'll say things like wide out. He wants me to go to the outside of the corner when I exit the corner. I got very confused here. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to go left or right.
Left 5, 40.
That
Right
happens.
6, 160.
I heard the call as a right hairpin, but then I got nervous because I
Left
just
5.
wasn't
Right
supposed to go left or right.
Over
If I'd
crest.
gone the wrong way, I could have turned around, but I would have obviously lost a ton of
Right
time.
5. Left 4 into left 5, 60.
We get into this high-speed
Right 6,
section,
200.
and it's really awkward because we've just been doing hairpin after hairpin after hairpin, and then suddenly it's like, okay, now go really fast, and that's really scary
Right
because
6.
you
Right
just
6,
sort of
long,
you'll
70.
lose the muscle memory for it, but you're
Left
like
4,
you're in a
30.
slow mindset, and then suddenly
Left
it's like,
flat
go really
into
fast.
over crest.
But
Right
I
5.
did pretty good here. Did
Left
not
6. Right flat, 60. Right 6,
not screw
50.
it up. I guess I don't know how to say like
Right
it went
flat,
good.
40. Keep middle into
I mean,
over
this
crest,
stage-
70. Left 2 narrows, right hairpin. Left hairpin, 120.
I was really happy with how this stage went. Now, to be fair, I've done this stage before, and I kind of recognize some of the stuff.
Right hairpin,
You
100.
never recognize it well enough. At least I never recognize it well enough to be able to see a corner and go, "Oh, I know what's coming up next." It's more like
Left
a
4,
recognition,
140.
like a, "Oh yeah, I remember." As you come into the corner, you're like, "Oh yeah, I remember this." It
Left
doesn't
6, 40.
help.
Left
I
hairpin,
don't
30.
think.
Right 5,
At least it
40.
doesn't help me yet, or maybe ever. I don't know. But
Right
yeah,
4.
a lot of hairpins.
Left 6,
Generally, it's a
30.
pretty
Right
slow
hairpin,
stage.
50. Left 6.
Without being able to see the wheel, it's really hard to tell how much
Left hairpin.
counter
Right
steering
3.
I'm having
Left
to do, how
5,
much I'm
100.
sliding the tires. Which, as I recall in this stage, wasn't a lot. That was definitely a slide, I think. That felt like the rear stepped out there, but
Right hairpin, 40. Left 5, 40.
I'm pushing pretty close, at least as far as grip driving is
Left
concerned.
5,
I'm pretty
30.
close to the limit of grip.
Left
I'm using the whole
50.
tires. I'm
Right 4.
going about as
Double
fast
tightens,
as
40.
I feel like I can reasonably make this car go.
Right 6, 30. Left flat, 30. Left 5, long, 40. Left
I
6.
suppose we should talk about
Right
the
4, 50.
Mazda 323 momentarily. I want to say this is a
Left
car
5,
from like
60.
1986, something like that. The Mazda 323
Left 6,
is a rally edition of the car.
Right 3, long,
All-wheel
60.
drive, turbocharged. I want to say it's a 2-liter engine, and I think it made something
Right
like
6, 40.
250
Left
horsepower.
hairpin, 80.
Not exactly a missile, but not super slow either. I about hit that outhouse. That was pretty funny.
Left
but
6, 300.
about hitting it isn't hitting it, so it doesn't count.
Finish.
Finish. Okay. So we got a little bit of damage to the car. Bodywork, windshield, and that front suspension still hasn't been repaired. But that stage was about as clean as I ever do a stage. So pretty happy with how that one went. And I was 75th overall, 44th in class. So a pretty significant improvement to the first stage. That's very helpful. You also might have seen in the menu, I don't know if you were watching the menus very closely, but there was a column that had a C in it. That means that they had to call for help. There is a button in the game where if you get too off the track, you can press a button and call for help, and some people will, quote unquote, push your car out of the weeds. You lose about a minute, I think, but sometimes if you get stuck, it's the only way to continue. I haven't obviously had to do that, and spoiler alert, I won't have to this rally. My only incident was not one where having people push the car under the road was an issue. My only major incident. This particular stage, though, is an extremely fast and fairly long stage. And
3, 2, 1, go.
I did
Right
well,
6, long.
but I started to experience what I
Left
like
5.
to call red
Right
mist
5, 60.
about midway
Left
through
6,
it.
70.
Started to drive more like 9 tenths, 10 tenths, 90%,
3, long,
100%
60.
of like as fast as I thought I could,
Right 3.
which is extremely dangerous. And
Left 3.
me and the guardrails
right 4.
got kind
Go
of
straight.
friendly.
100.
a couple times. And I think retrospectively, I got kind of lucky
Left
that
6 on 20.
damage to the car wasn't more severe than it
Left
ended
flat
up being.
120.
I don't know what it was about this track.
Left
Like
flat
looking at the
long.
mountains, it's really pretty. I like the way
Right
they
flat,
do use this game.
500.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, that would be topped out at 6th gear. I did glance down the speed.
Right flat,
It's something like
100.
115 miles an hour
Caution,
top
left
speed in
4
this car.
long 50.
And then I heard him call a number that wasn't flat. It was like a number,
Left
and I
5.
just immediately started pulling speed out of the car because
Right 4. Left 4. Right
this,
4. Narrows.
this isn't a
Right
formula
3,
car. It's
80.
not an open wheel car. You can't just smash the brakes from 115 and expect to get down to 40 miles an hour without the car getting really swirly.
Left 5. Right flat 120.
I've learned this
Left
the hard
3.
way many, many times.
Right 4. Narrows.
So,
Right 5.
but yeah, I don't
Left
even
5.
know with the camera the way that it is.
Right
I'm not even
4.
sure I'll
Left
be able to
6.
tell where I hit the
Right
guardrails.
5.
We'll see. It might be obvious.
Left 6.
There were a couple.
Caution. Left 4.
They're like
Right
drift.
5.
They're like drift taps. You like the rear quarter
Over crest.
panel.
Left 4. Go straight.
Got
100.
bonked a few times. But it's further down in the stage where
Left 6.
I don't know what happened.
Right 4.
But my
Left
brain
5.
just went
30.
into
Left hairpin.
let's go really fast mode, and
Left
it took me a
4,
minute to
long,
sort of.
140.
I think after the second time I hit the guardrail, it was like, okay, slow down. Like you're going to destroy the car.
Right 4. Narrows. Right 3. 50.
There's a bonk. That was a weird corner though. That wasn't
Left
that
6.
wasn't red mist. That was I came into the corner and he said it
Right
narrows,
flat
but
120.
it was like the whole corner just like immediately
Right 4.
squeezed
Left
in
4.
on me.
Right
And
4. Left 3. 50.
yeah, I bonked. I love this gutter on the
Left
outside.
hairpin.
It's great to stick your tires in there. It
Left
really
4. Long.
really
Right
helps
5.
bring the
long.
car around. Anytime I can be putting my tires in there without.
Right 4. Narrows. Right 3.
But every time
30.
you do that, it's kind of a risk. I mean, those
Left
gutters are not promised to be a safe stretch of road. They are gutters. They have
Right
drainage
flat.
things. Sometimes they
Left
have
6. Right 5.
rocks and crap in them.
Left 6. Caution. 50.
But there's so much time to be had. You kind of, I feel like
Left
you kind of
5.
have to.
Right 6 on 20.
So far, I think I'm still driving it pretty calm,
Left
cool,
4.
and collected.
160.
That's what's almost so disappointing.
6
You know, it's
long.
like the
Left 3.
the pace was
Right
good.
4. 140.
I'm driving well. And, you know, I think that might have been one of the
Left
taps.
5.
I'm not sure. That was
Right
really
6
close to the
long.
guardrail there. Like on the exit.
Left 3. 70. Right 3.
No, that's
Go
just close to
straight.
the guardrail.
40.
That's what you're supposed
Left
to
3.
do. If you can ride it all the way out and get really close on the inside without
3.
touching it, that's
Left
all
5.
good. I can kind of see that my
Left 3.
pace is
Right
increasing.
4.
you know.
Narrows. Right 6.
It may be the timing. It may be that when I
Go
get
straight.
hit one of the timing beams and it says, "Oh,
Left
you're
3. Right
improving.
4.
You're
Left
going even
3.
faster."
Right 4.
But it doesn't matter what it says. It could say you're going slow. Yep, there's a bonk. I hit the guardrail.
Left 3.
I
Right
reminded
4.
myself that this
Go
is
straight.
a long rally and I need to stop bonking.
Left 4.
I don't think I got the message
Right
that quickly,
5.
but it, you know.
Left hairpin. Long. 50. Right 3.
The timing, it gets me every time. If I get a green number, it means, hey, I'm going really
Caution.
fast.
Right 3.
I'm doing
Left
awesome.
3. Right 3.
Keep going fast. If I get a red number, I go, oh, I'm going too slow. I need to go faster to catch up. I have
Left
to
3.
get over that mental hurdle.
Right 4. Caution. Right 4.
Because, I mean, this rally could end
Left
at any
3.
time. You know, if you drive
Right
too fast,
3.
you hit, especially if you hit the left
Caution.
side,
Right
you're going
5.
to flip
70.
the car over. Yep, there's the guardrail again.
Left 3. Right 3. Left 4.
Yeah.
Right 5. 50.
At some point, I get it through my head that I'm, like, going too fast. It feels like I'm slowing down here a little bit.
Left hairpin. Long. Right hairpin. 50.
And then I gun
Right
it through.
4.
And then I gun it through a hairpin, and you're kind of like, I don't know. Did I? Am I still
Left 3.
driving like a
Right 3.
lunatic?
Left
It's
4.
kinda hard to
Right
tell.
4. Left 5.
Yeah, guardrail real close there.
Left 3. Long. Right 5. Narrows. 50. Right 4. Left 3. Long. Right 3. Left flat. Right flat. Long.
Guardrail again. The game never showed the
left
damage.
3,
Like, it
long,
doesn't show
60.
bodywork damage. It only shows like structural. If you break a suspension or you break something in the engine or the radiator or something. But I'm like, I've hit this rear right quarter panel like 3 times now, and the front right quarter panel
Right
as
3,
well.
left 4, long, 50.
You gotta just be like, man, I'm smashing up the car, and for what? You know, for a half a tenth in one of these corners,
Right 3,
like this is stupid.
left 3, long, right 4, 60.
This rally is interesting. It's not like Formula One. You know, everything's measured in seconds in
Right
rally.
4,
Not in the pro
left
level,
5,
but
60.
the kind of goofballery that I'm doing, you know,
Left 5,
tenth of a
narrows,
second doesn't
160.
matter all that much. Not when you're risking the car.
Right 6, long. Right 6. Left 6, right 5, left 4, 120. Right 3, right flat. Left 4, 60. Right 6, left 5.
Yeah, I've slowed it back down by now, but we are
Right
6.5
long.
minutes into this rally, and
Left 5.
I was pretty happy with the mental fatigue. I didn't feel too tired.
four.
I
Left
felt like I was
three.
still focusing on calls.
Right
and
hairpin, long, 70.
my mind would wander sometimes. That happens, but generally I was pretty screwed in. That's not always
Right
easy
6,
for me.
long. Right 4, left hairpin, long, 80. Left 4, 80. Right hairpin, 200. Right 4, left 3, long, 70. Right 4, right 5, 100. Left 5, right 5, 200. Right 6, 250.
That was a little
Over crest,
fast.
right flat,
I
120.
called that right 6, and I
Left
realized
6,
that was
70.
absolutely
Left 3,
why
100.
it spooked me. It's this car or me, and I don't know if that's true of this car in general, or if
Left
it's just the
4,
way I drive
right
it, the way I
3,
feel about it, or if
left
it's a
4.
problem with all cars. I haven't figured it out yet. At high
Right
speed
3,
on
140.
tarmac, these cars are extremely unstable, and being cornering of any variety, particularly anything that isn't flat. So if he says right
6,
6, that's the widest he'll say
right
that
6,
is the flat
100.
corner. At
Right
high
4,
speeds on tarmac,
left 5, 180.
this car, for me, is incredibly unstable. It is terrifying. And I've lost so many rallies
Left 5,
to
120.
getting an oversteer moment on tarmac
Left flat.
in a
Right 4,
wide corner
narrows,
at
long.
high speed.
Left
And
4,
you kind of catch it, but the car washes out so wide that you end up going
Right
off
6.
the road and crashing, or maybe I don't catch it and I spin.
left 5, don't.
I don't like these high-speed stages. I really prefer the low-speed stuff. Car
Finish.
feels better in the low speed for me. Anyway, that was the stage. Almost 9 minutes. And all I ended up with was windshield damage and bodywork damage, although you can't even see the windshield damage, so that's pretty good. But yep, that was the third stage of 12. I didn't even see. That was the total results, but by class I ended up 42nd. That's pretty good for me. Top 50 feels really pretty good when there's 300 people or something participating. I'm 75th overall, 40th in my class. That feels really good. And yeah, there's still a lot of stages to go. So it would sure be a shame if anything happened to the car. Now I do get a full repair, so car is in perfect shape. Nothing to say about that. More tarmac driving. And I didn't realize this at the time, but this is the same stage as the first stage we did, which I think is really common in rally. It must be, because these guys all do this, where you end up do a first stage, do a second stage, and then you like do them again. And I think that must be a rally racing thing that I'm just not familiar with. But yeah, here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I came off the back of that last
Right
stage
2
feeling good,
and
and
left
I'm feeling
4,
good here
70.
too. I remember driving this thinking, oh, it's the same thing. That didn't
Left
make me
5.
feel
Right
overconfident, I
5,
don't think. I
120.
was just like, well, I'm feeling the car, I'm driving well. Let's just do the thing, you know?
Right 5
No
and
mental, didn't
left
feel like a
5
mental
into right
break.
5 long
Didn't feel
50.
like
Right 3 and
overconfidence or lack of focus.
caution left 3 long. Keep
And I just
in
did
into
this,
left
and I
2.
did it pretty well, you know, 20 minutes
Right
before
3
this.
long.
So, you know,
Tightens. Right 2 80. Caution left 2 tightens 80. Right
yeah,
2
left too
tightens
tight, so
long
that's going to be
50.
a tight corner, but, you know, I'm taking it at decent speed.
Left 2
And I just had a red mist moment, so I was really
and
focused on, like,
left
drive
2
carefully,
30.
drive to the stage.
Right 2 tightens long 50. Left 6 60. Caution right 5 and left 3 50. Left 6 and caution right 4. Into care left 3 cut.
Left 3 cut, he said.
Right
He
3
wants me to
and
cut the corner, so left 3 cut. Yeah,
short
and then
right
I
4
fall into the
50.
damn
Left
ditch and hit the culvert. Because I cut the corner, seeing it in a replay now, clearly I was way too wide for this right-hander coming up. Yeah, that's really frustrating. But that's it. That's the end of the rally. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed it, but it's frustrating to end that way. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.